I read Pete Buttigieg's tweet, and it says everything you need to know. You retweeted. He said, of course, advance information on U.S. combat operations is classified. Pretending otherwise is an insult to our troops who all know this. The secretary is unfit to lead. I mean, oh, my God. You don't even have to have served in the military to know that, right?
You know, that's the most mind-boggling part of this entire discussion with MAGA heads. Remember how upset they were that Hillary Clinton had a secure server in her house guarded by the Secret Service, and that on occasion she would do unclassified things on her regular email. But now, having your wife, your brother, your private lawyer on a second signal chat after you've spoken with the commander of Central Command on the secure telephone I keep telling you about that's on his desk, and you just put that out on Signal to your boo. And we actually discussed this about him, his, possibly his wife, maybe his side piece, his bartender, all having access to this information. It's not just advanced information. Let me explain something to you guys. It's one thing to have intelligence and war fighting advanced war plans. It's another thing to trade on the stock market 2 hours before U.S. airstrikes devastate a country like Iran or Yemen or some other place. The markets fluctuate. That means Red Sea traffic may increase if you know that something is going to go on in advance. But Hegseth is just a flat-out liar. His interview on Fox, the first thing I thought was, this man is drinking.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean, some of this looks like drunken bragging, to his wife or his brother or whatever. Like, look what a badass I am. Eggplant emoji. It's the New York Times reporting Malcolm Hegseth's inner circle of close advisors, military veterans who, like him, had little experience running large, complex organizations, is in shambles. The discord includes screaming matches in his inner office among aides, a growing distrust of the thousands of military and civilian personnel who staff the building, bureaucratic logjams. His hand-picked chief of staff, Joe Casper, but meanders or takes the meetings that he runs takes pointlessly bawdy turns. One meeting he led this month with a group that works with veterans that was offering its services to the Pentagon devolved into a recounting of an evening Mr. Casper spent at a Washington strip club. I mean, they've just turned the Pentagon into a frat house. It is
drunk frat house, right? With the what do you call it? The monitor that they assign to you from, whatever it is, Barstool Sports. That his job is to, wake up and go out and do PT with the soldiers. He keeps throwing around this phrase, we're going to be with the war fighters. We're going to be with the warriors. He is clueless to understand that this entire building, the structure, the massive budget that they want to push up to $1 trillion now relies on getting materials, resources, making decisions for those people. But he is a Potemkin leader. He is a major in the National Guard. He has no experience whatsoever anywhere near the tops. This is the kind of guy who thinks that he's going to, what did he say? He was going to go, he's not worried about the cocktail sipping circuit. Hey, you know why? Because
cocktails on his mind.
Earlier, he's more interested in the hard drinking circuit. Right? He wants to be out with the manly men doing manly things in a manly time in a manly way. And no women's, no girls, so it's the she-women man-haters club.
That's right.
Right? No black people, so you can't even have buckwheat in there. Right? And they're all going to be up in his freaking treehouse. Pretending like he is commanding forces. Hundreds of billions of dollars of decisions have to be made. And this is a guy who is playing a Secretary of Defense on television. It was his interview, by the way, that I said that it appeared that he was drinking. I can't believe anyone would talk like that in public who had a position of national trust.
Oh, let's listen. Let's hear a little bit.
All right.
Is there slurring? Let's listen.
I don't have time for the hoax press that peddles old stories from disgruntled employees. We should be talking about the decimation of the Houthis, how we're pushing back the Chinese, how we have a new defense area at the southern border. Instead, disgruntled former employees are peddling things to try to save their ass.
Did you?
And ultimately, that's it's not going to work.
He does seem like the guy at the bar that you're just like, oh, God, okay.
Shut up.
Oh, shut up.
I have a question.
Sure.
Broski, if you don't have time for all these things, why are you on TV talking about how you don't have time?
Pam Bondi's on TV every day on Fox News. Like,
they all are. They're just pantomime. Kristi Noem, I'm certain these guys all meet on a Friday afternoon at some secret bar in the Pentagon now, where they sit there and they talk about what they're with their propaganda ministers to show how cool they are.
And Malcolm, it is a clown show, top to bottom, from the tariffs to the Signal Gate to Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Director not being able to secure her own purse. I mean, oh my God!
Did you see that? There's a video of it.
Yes, right. And it was a white guy, right? So I'm sure nothing
always is.
Right. Anyway, but you retweeted Adam Kinzinger, who said, serious question. Kristi Noem was pictured with a Rolex in El Salvador, got $3,000 in cash stolen. She's been on a government salary for years. Something ain't right. I'm reporting this to Frangela's Department of Something Ain't Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Allison Gill, our friend, you retweeted, I have to assume Kristi Noem had $3,000 in cash because she had just sold children to a human trafficking ring, and it would have been $10,000, but she just made a drop for some fentanyl that she was on her way to pick up. I'm just saying,
asking questions.
I would deport her just to be safe, wouldn't you, Malcolm?
Hey, in her humble opinion, right? That's what she thinks. I got to tell you something. I don't know about you guys. The only thing I ever use cash for is for, like, the guy who ad hoc comes and wants to cut my grass, or the guy from the shelter who wants to, pick up trash around there. I don't work in cash at all.
No one does
There's
anymore.
a woman in a $4,500 Gucci bag going to that high-end burger joint in D.C. with literal armed security around her. You know what? If this was any other presidency in history, I would have said that this was a CIA training exercise.
Yeah. Oh my God. Laughing stock.
But now I'm starting to believe that somebody in, DHS who is a professional just does not like her. And here's what's going to happen, y'all. The value of that bag not showing up on the internet is going to be six figures.
Yeah.
It is.
God.
But someone's going to put that out there.
Yeah. Not to mention her Homeland Security Department badge was in there.
That's going on auction on eBay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hey, I'm John Fugelsang, and this weekend is the political comedy pay-per-view event of the year, not the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A very special pay-per-view for Americans who aren't afraid of political comedy or facts. Over a dozen comics, pundits, and influencers giving very different mini White House Correspondents' addresses, including Hal Sparks, Elaine Boozler, Alonzo Bowden, Trey Crowder, the liberal redneck, Glenn Kirshner, Allison Gill of Mueller, She Wrote, Frangela, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, Chuck Nice of Star Talk, Dino Badala, JoJo from Jurors, and Frank Conniff of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Just added, Miss Stephanie Miller. Catch Not the White House Correspondents' Dinner live Saturday, April 26th, instead of that other thing, because when they silence the comedians, we get louder. Or stream it on demand for just $20.26, because that's a good number to think about. Meethook.live/not. It's going to be inspiring. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be deeply offensive to exactly the right people. Meethook.live/not.